off at middleweight. And on the comeback trial, Pinder is up against Jason Collins.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action. 6 rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with red, weighing in at 11 stone, 9 pounds, 6 ounces, taking part in his 58th professional contest. He's from Warsaw. Please welcome Jason Collins. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks, weighing in at 12 stone, 2¼ pounds. 24 fight record, 22 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance, 1 loss, 1 draw. He's from Manchester. It's Pinder. Ladies and gentlemen, both boxers weighed in this evening. Timekeeper at the bell is Andrew East, and referee in charge of the action is Steve Gray, and this is 6 3-minute rounds.
Okay, fellas, if I tell you to break, you must take 1 step back, okay? Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck to you both.
Seconds out, round 1.
Manchester's Pinder resumes his career after a significant break and hopes still to play a part in the domestic shake-up. Good statistical record, still just about young enough at 27, but in need of a confident rebuilder here against your awkward stablemate, Jason Collins, Johnny.
Jason Collins, you can't let him come in and draw you into a fight, because if he does, that's where he feels most comfortable. And in reality, that's the only way he knows how to fight. Pinder uses the jab and uses it very well, nice and stiff, but he works at one pace like he's doing now, but he's got a nice stiff jab and wants to concentrate on that.
Hasn't fought since April of last year. Good left hook to the body. Collins much more active, although one feels now he may be going through the motions a bit. He hasn't won for a while. He's having to take a couple early here too.
You've got to be clever when you're boxing Jason Collins again, because if Jason is pressuring you and pressuring all the time, he can do this from round 1 through to round 6. So if you're hoping he's going to get tired, he's not going to do that. If you can box like Pinder does, when he's got space, he's going to stick to that all night. Only get drawn into a fight at the latter part of the fight.
Because he can really hustle you. He did that to Matthew Hall at the end of last year. Pinder's got to keep him at distance.
Pinder is very accurate with that quick left-right shot, and he's caught Jason Collins, and Jason is very, very open. So Pinder wants to keep the distance between them and get accurate with those right hands over the top.
Collins tumbles to the floor. And it's a sharpish start from Wayne the Pain Pinder in his 25th outing. Looking for that right hand, but Collins is not easily overawed.
Not at all. He'll come in and be swaying left and right of the shot, and Pinder is the most accurate out of the two. It's just lacking that bit of strength, that bit of TNT at the end of the punch, because if he had it, he'd finish a lot more opponents a lot faster.
It's a decent right hand though as he backs Collins up onto the ropes. Sometimes Collins can be blown away. Paul Smith was one that did that to him.
Look how Pinder's trying to steady him up with the jab and set up that right hand cross. He's changing the jab to a hook, to an uppercut. Jason, all he can do is try and bully him out of his boxing comfort zone and try and rough him up and draw him into his argument.
Yep, it's raw and crude from Collins. And Pinder's already developed a swelling under the left eye.
White one.
Well, that was a fair enough welcome back into the professional game.
He's obviously stayed in the gym, he's stayed accurate, he stayed sharp, he's kept on his accuracy, and he used the left right very well. The right hand has been his peak shot, sets it up with the jab, steadies up the target, and bang, right in over the top. and he can vary that jab from left to right and turn it into a hook, then a long right cross, and it works for him every time. 3 or 4 times we've seen this in this round, and each time it's been a peach of a shot. You see how he's steadying him up with a jab, puts him in position, and then bangs a quick right hand.
10 seconds, quarters.
Doing all right. Keep it tight and time up all the time, yeah? Doing all right. Doing good. Come on.
Seconds out. Round 2.
Here's the second of 6. We're in the 12-stone super middleweight division. The blue trunks of Wayne Pinder against Walsall's tough journeyman Jason Collins. So 57 fights, Collins, and he always gives it a shot. But Pinder, the more technical boxer, accurate and getting into the groove.
To box Collins, you need to be disciplined. You need to be confident in what you can do. And otherwise, Collins will make you make a mistake that you know you shouldn't make. And that's where he gets lucky.
Yeah, he does surprise sometimes, Collins. The odd upset has a win over Matthew Thirlwall and over Darren Rhodes and Spencer Fearon. Can upset the apple cart.
Yeah, and these are fights Jason Collins is not expected to win. That was more of a slip than finished off with a little shot, so that's why I didn't count it. But these are fights Jason Collins has not been expected to win.
Big right hands, though, from Pinder now. And Collins looking open.
At times, Collins looks unsteady on his feet when he's hit with a shot, then comes back with left rights, hooks. They're not straight conventional boxing shots, they're uppercuts and hooks and bullies them with the shoulder.
Again, Pinder looking for the straight jab and the overhand right that's seen him win 22 of his 24 so far. Oh, good right hand, and Collins is starting to get hit with far more regularity now in the second.
That right hand was right on the temple, and it fools up your balance and gets you off balance and unsteadies your legs. You may be conscious of everything that's happening, but you've no control of your legs. And Jason's been caught 3 or 4 times with that shot.
Trying to pump out that jab, Pinder looking for a bit of a spectacular comeback win as Collins just slips and slides his way around the ring. He's so eager.
That's how he works. That's how he works in the gym. That's how he fights. And he's actually got a decent jab, but he never uses it.
And Pinder is using his. That reach advantage is giving Collins all the trouble in the world, and the right hands to follow.
Pinder must have recognised what his favourite shot is, what his winning shot is, which is that right-hand cross. And he uses it at times as soon as he finds the space, and he's very sharp with the eye for that.
This was the round he had his biggest win, Wayne Pinder over Damon Haig. But he also lost to Haig, the only defeat on the record in the rematch. Doing well here, though, against Jason Collins.
Listen, he's just waiting for you to lead off. He's stepping back and countering you. Just dumb him a little bit and edge him in first, right? Because all he's doing is just going boom. He's only hitting with straight shots. This bit.
Does he listen to Dominic Ingle, or does he do his own thing?
You have no choice. You have to listen to Dominic Ingle when you're in the corner, or you suffer the consequences when you're in the gym. Jason leaves himself open. Even his guard is high, but it's away from the head. So the hooks and the uppercuts can catch Jason on the temple, on the chin. But Pinder is smart. As soon as he sees a gap, long enough to drop that long right in, he throws it in at the temple, you know, at the nose, at the chin, and he gets it in as soon as there's a gap big enough. Smart how he sets it up with a jab. He's range finder, and the long shots. It's a pity Pinder's not a bigger puncher, because if he was, he'd be a lot more of a successful fighter.
Round 3.
Third round, so far so good for Wayne Pinder, out for 17 months since he outpointed Howard Clark in a 4-rounder. This scheduled for 6 against the ever busy, ever ready Jason Collins. 21-16 Collins But I guess the idea is he gives fighters a rough night, a real workout.
After Pinder's long layoff, you know he's had to train for this fight, especially if you know you're having to fight Jason Collins. You need to be fit to fight a Jason Collins. You can't come here just gym fit. Beautiful left hook, and they're the sort of shots that gave Jason Collins 60 wins out of 57 fights.
Yep, he really caught Pinder off guard there with a lofty left hook, Jason Collins. Just a reminder that he can be difficult. Switches southpaw now.
You can't afford to fall asleep with Jason. You need to be alert, even if the job is easy, even if the job gets boring. You can't afford to fall asleep, because that's where you suffer the consequences.
Neither man a big puncher. Collins only 2 inside the distance, and Pinder has 7 knockouts.
As the rounds have gone on, Pinder's not used the long shots, or has been as successful with the long shots as he was in the first and the second round. He's got drawn in closer into Jason's style of fight. Remember, this is a 6-round fight. Has Pinder got the discipline to step up and start using long shots again?
Twisting and turning Pinder now. Collins using every trick he's learned, having gone in with some big names over the years and done okay with them.
Jason charges him as it looks like he's going to throw a right hand southpaw jab, and charges in with the left hand, and it sort of panics Pinder. Instead of staying steady and popping out a jab to keep him off the back foot, it panics him into getting into a grapple.
That was exactly the word I was going to use. Charges. That's what he does.
That's what he does, and that's what he feels comfortable doing. That's why he knows that's his home territory.
Step back.
In he goes again. If he can get a foothold, Jason Collins can draw you in. Is Pinder clever enough and sensible enough to keep it on the outside? That's better.
You see short flashes of the shots that Pinder can produce, the long right, accurate right hands, the long stiff jabs, but now slowly but surely he's not using it as often.
Closer round.
You're getting a bit sloppy now, mate. You're getting sloppy. Yeah. Get hands up.
Try not to get involved too much.
Getting involved too much. You start fighting inside. It's not working. Just hold him on the inside. You're not going to catch him when you're on the inside, are you? What can you fucking do on the inside?
Joe Pennington there saying, you're getting sloppy. He is, isn't he?
Hey, his concentration is lapsing, and that's why he's getting shot with long left hooks like that. And fortunately, he stayed on his feet, but it was an accurate shot. Done with a shot, step back, his guard was away from his chin, and he got caught by Jason's left hook.
He was hustled out of that round, wasn't he?
He hustled, and that's all he was, hustled out of the round. You see the decent right hands he can throw, the decent jabs he can throw, the long, accurate, textbook boxing shots he can throw, but he gets drawn into a brawl.
That's Dominic's brother John taking over with the instructions. Second half, super middleweight contest. Wayne Pinder will be hoping to get back down to middleweight and get amongst the domestic fighters. British champion, of course, Scott Dan, who we saw in action retaining his title last week in Plymouth. But he's got his hands full here with Jason Collins in what's becoming quite a tricky comeback fight.
Jason is so apt on what he can give. He's forgetting about defence for himself. His hands are high but not close to guard his chin or his head, and that's why Pinder's managing to slip the shots round Jason's guard.
It's on a losing run, Collins, but he has been busy. Last time out he lost to Andrew Facey, and that was earlier this month. So fitness could, even over 6 rounds, come into play.
He's got Pinder on the back foot now. Pinder doesn't know whether to throw the jab or try and throw a right cross. And Jason is out hustling him and closing him down and pulling him and breaking his concentration.
Come on, work your way out, lad. Stop holding.
I mean, when he first came to your gym, Johnny, he was just a raw kid, wasn't he, Jason Collins?
He still is raw, but now they've managed to tame what they can tame with Jason. Jason, if you meet him as an individual, he's such a nice person. This does not reflect the sort of person Jason is. When he gets in the ring, the bell goes, he just wants to get involved in the brawl. That's what he likes to do. That's where he feels comfortable.
One of the success stories of Johnny's gym. Couldn't read or write when he turned up, but they have really moulded Jason Collins and helped his education, the 32-year-old from Walsall. Good to see.
Yeah, and remember, when you see fighters that love to have a war, good right hand by Pinder there, good jab, setting him off, but getting dragged in again. When you see fights that love to have a war, most of them actually feel more comfortable because it's not as much work. It might sound a bit silly, but you don't have to think about throwing the left hook in or an uppercut.
Bundled over onto the floor, and it's the sheer strength and persistence of Collins which is giving Pinder trouble getting into a rhythm. We're going to get a word here from Steve Gray. A point next time for holding. That's pretty fair, isn't it?
Staying away from the romantic term. Jason's a bit of a heartbreaker when it comes to fighting. He'll break your heart if you're not fit and if you haven't got one. Look how well Pinder used the jab. When he stands firm and pops the jab out, he can keep Jason off. But he throws it, leaves a space for 2 or 3 seconds, then Jason can rush him and bully him out of what he can come back with.
Is it doubling the jab like that he's got to do?
He needs to double the jab. Vary it up, double, single, quick right crosses. Keep Jason off, keep Jason thinking, not get bullied out of his style of fighting.
Accurate towards the end of the fourth there, Wayne Pinder.
Good there, yeah.
Chalk and cheese when you box. Chalk and cheese.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen.
Chalk and cheese when you box, says Benny King, and he has been making a use of the jab more than anything, Johnny, tonight.
It's brains against brawl, and it depends on which one's got the most discipline to use it the right way.
I've had a tackle in 2 rounds, say 6 shots, 2 jabs right hand, 3 shots, yeah? And move out again.
When he's sensible, that's when he's getting results.
That's right. You saw the first 2 rounds. He was sensible, he was composed with the jab, with the right crosses, and very successful. And then he got drawn into Jason's world, where Jason managed to out-hustle him and drag him into shots. Only now and again you see the long, accurate shots, but only now and again now.
6 minutes left. Wayne Pinder looking for win number 23. Probably just about in control over the hungry, always trying Jason Collins. Never stops, never admits defeat.
He won, and he's very honest with himself, and he knows he's not the most gifted of individuals when it comes to boxing, but he knows he's got a big heart, and he knows he's very fit, and if you can't match that, he'll break it.
No knockdown called by Steve Gray. The third time one of them's fallen to the canvas in what has at times been a messy affair.
When he gets up close, Pinder needs to tuck up, don't get involved, tuck up, push Jason off, finish it off with a quick jab and use his footwork and step on.
There's the jab again from Pinder, who's had this slow burning career since he turned professional some 7 years ago. Been a strange one, hasn't it?
You see, you can understand the temptation from Pinder because Jason looks so open. You think, I can see a shot there. If I just throw this hard left or hard right, I'll get him. But then you're committed, and then you're in a brawl, and then you're in Jason's world.
It's a bit low that from Collins. Taken out by the better fighters normally. Collins, Jeff Lacey, the current IBF super middleweight champion, did him in a round in Cardiff a few years ago. But if you let him get into his sort of a game plan, you've got trouble.
You've got trouble. If he doesn't beat you, he'll make you look bad.
Tough job in there, Steve Gray, the referee tonight.
You get some fighters that are spoilers, and some spoilers, they just want to get in there and survive and just stay out of trouble. Spoilers like Jason want to get in there and try and rough you up, and if you can't fight, he's going to spoil whatever style you've got and spoil your reputation.
Again, they clinch in, and Steve Gray has warned them before. Who's more guilty?
Well, Jason's the instigator, but Pinder's guilty for getting involved in it and being tempted.
Last round, just dig deep, right? Just stick top and free, there's nothing in it. Keep it, come on, Joe. Honestly, just keep on topping this last round. And don't give in, please.
Dig deep, says John Ingle. Why is he switched there with Dominic?
I think they have another fighter straight in after this, so therefore Dominic's going to go and prepare the other fighter. Both Dominic and John have got the same amount of respect from all the fighters, so their word is their bond, so you listen to either one that's in there.
Hey, keep it tied in there now. Don't get caught with no stupid shots. I'm telling you now. All the jabs got to work this round. You're winning it, so we'll work all the time. Yeah. Come on, man, you can do it. Let's go for it.
Sensible advice there from Joe Pennington.
That's what he should have been doing all the way through. Stay sensible, stay sharp, do what you've been doing in the gym. Don't get involved in something that we haven't taught you to do, which is having a brawl.
Come on, don't get stuck in
Final round of what's been a pretty intense workout for Wayne Pinder as he returns to the ring at 27. Jason Collins has given him a rough handful, but on your card, he's away behind.
Yeah, it's just the simple jabs, the simple single shots that have done it for Pinder. Jason's been the champion at roughing them up, but unfortunately he's not got enough clean shots in. That's just my opinion.
Again, a couple low from Collins. But he still continues to go for it, make life uncomfortable for Pinder, who's, let's face it, Johnny, not had an easy night at all.
You know, for a long layoff, this is this is the big wake-up call to think, well, you know what, I've got involved in a man's sport, so if I'm going to do this, I better be prepared for nights like this.
Stop holding, stop holding.
Stop holding again, says Steve Gray. I mean, this is up at super middleweight as he's come back, Wayne Pinder. Do you see him making any sort of an impression down at 11-6?
He'd be better off at 11-6 because he's obviously not strong at super middleweight, because he's caught Jason with some clean, accurate jabs and right crosses, and it's not phased Jason. Jason has got a gym, but he can be hurt. So if you can't do it at this weight, you may be a big middleweight. Step down to middleweight, 11-6, and see how he fares then. I'm sure he can make it. He's not tight, he's a bit fleshy.
The city's former WBU middleweight champion Anthony Farnell's at ringside, watching eagerly to see if Pinder can fill his shoes in any way. As for Jason Collins, it's another fight, another payday, and another great effort.
That's his nature. He'll give all he's got, no matter who it is. He's not intimidated by anybody. As you said earlier, he boxed Jeff Lacey. He'll get in with anybody and have a go and give it his all.
Again, Collins tries to manhandle Wayne Pinder, even though he's giving away weight in there. He's not giving away determination and effort and grit. I mean, Pinder has caught Collins cleanly more than Collins has landed, but It's been close, isn't it?
That's right, and which adds to the fact Pinder needs to consider moving back down and staying at middleweight. Maybe because he had such a layoff. For this fight, he's coming at super middleweight, but he wants to seriously consider stepping down a weight where his punches may be more effective.
There's the jab. That will eke out the win for Wayne Pinder. And I bet he'll be happy about that. Just to be back in the ring after that 17-month absence. 23 out of 25 now for the Manchester fighter, who was pushed all the way, as usual, by your stablemate.
Good little comeback for him. That's what Jason does. You know, if you're fighting Jason Collins, that's the sort of fight you're going to get, unless you're sprinkled with a little bit of luck and an accurate shot.
Tommy Gilmore happy for Wayne Pinder at 27. There's still time. You can see how many he threw there. Double the amount. Good success rate and just better quality. Good comeback win for Wayne Pinder.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, referee Steve Gray has scored this contest. For Collins, 55 points. For Pinder, 60 points. Your winner from Manchester, Wayne Pinder. And show your appreciation, please, for Warsaw's Jason Collins.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.